Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Friday Furtado Show. I'm your host, Coach Justin Furtado. It's wonderful to be in y'all ears, or hey, maybe you've been watching on YouTube right now. So, last week I had the opportunity to go back to Eugene, Oregon, and so my routine was thrown off a little bit, and I was not able to get to the newsletter or post a podcast/YouTube episode, and that's okay, because sometimes life happens, and you just live in the moment. And so with that, I got an opportunity to revisit my old life. And I lived in Eugene, Oregon for 5 years, mostly as a college student, but kind of towards the end when I was a senior. And obviously the year after I lived there, when I graduated, I actually had an opportunity to experience Eugene for its actual city and not just the university bubble that most students live in when they are in college. And I really, it was kind of interesting, right? Because I am now in one of the biggest cities in not only the United States, but also in the world. So I'm kind of getting used to that. My body's like kind of acclimating to it. So when we landed, it felt different, right? It was very, very chill and, cloudy and beautiful, right? Beautiful trees, just very calm, quiet energy. And, to be honest, Eugene, Oregon lacks a lot of culture. So it's just like, it just felt very, white. And I know I'm a white dude, but now I'm around so much culture around, like a lot of times I'm the only white dude in the room, which is kind of like, oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank on the correct word, but it's funny, right? Because it's still a white, it's a white man's world is designed for white people, right? And it's cool to be a part of a process to kind of change that and really equalize that and make it a lot more equitable for the world. But that's a whole nother podcast that I could go down. Needless to say, Eugene was different than what I last remembered it, and there's just so much more to do here in LA, and the vibe is different. It was wonderful to go back to the Boys and Girls Club though, and I had an opportunity to do a workshop with a partner that I've been working with for a while, and that was amazing because not only did the workshop go extremely well, but I was also amazing to see my colleagues and my coworkers, and have an opportunity to see some of the old kiddos that I had that were in my class last year, during the pandemic, and also, from when I was like younger, like sophomore and junior year, working at the club. There's a couple kids that, were in, first, second grade, and now they're fourth, fifth, like almost in middle school. And it's like, it's amazing to watch kids grow up, and it's just like, this is why I do it. And I think like I'm still so early on in my career, but now like for me, I some of y'all probably know that I'm taking coaching, like sports coaching, like quite a bit more, seriously, right? Like really pursuing it. And I'm contacting a lot of my old coaches. I'm reaching out and just talking to them, seeing, picking their brain, talking shop, and just learning from them, because I know like I am someone that wants to be resourceful, right? And bridging impact. That's why I have the podcast. Please go give it a listen if you haven't gave it a listen before. It's like I get some really fantastic guests, and I just feel super honored to be able to talk to those people and learn from them. But I had a great conversation with a new friend today that I met via Twitter, and earlier this week he was kind of talking about Gen Z leadership, not necessarily Gen Z, but younger people, younger generation, maybe even some millennials too. Is that our generation is we catch a lot of heat for being soft, right? But I think we're not necessarily soft. We're very, very thoughtful and kind and caring, and really want to have purpose in what we're doing. But that, comes a little bit with a cost in terms of we're timid, right? We're thoughtful but timid. And so what do I mean by that? And I thought that was quite remarkable that he said that, because I find that for myself, right? I'm a very thoughtful, very caring, very compassionate, and thinking even about Eugene, right? I had a hard time letting go because I love so deeply, right? I love deeply, and it's a great quality. I don't want to be like, oh, my negative quality is that I love too hard. Nah, the quality that I have that can be debilitating for myself is living in the past and not letting go of previous chapters, right? So with that to say, moving forward to where I am now in leadership positions, and I'm a head coach at the gym, I have an opportunity to lead, right? And I am an excellent coach. I am not a perfect coach. I am not a seasoned veteran 50-year-old coach with so much experience under my belt, but I have the tools, I have the skills, I've been promoted for a reason, and I need to walk into that. And I need to say something when I see it, right? If something is bothering me, whether it's in my personal or professional life, I need to talk about it. And one of the things is like, I might be a little too thoughtful. I might want to not, step on toes. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. And, I think we get to a point where like we're so kind that we forget to give feedback and to be honest. And when we're not being honest, we're not being genuine. And if we're not being genuine, we can't have the genuine impact that we want to have. And that is the truth. That's the truth. And so that's something I'm trying to walk into and step into, is really stepping into myself, right? Like, I'm not going to sit here and berate people, but if they are making a mistake, I'm going to say something. I need to. And it's so much easier for me to say this on a mic, and then in person, none of y'all that are listening are probably going to be there. It's on me, right? I got to keep myself accountable. Obviously, I have to, maybe talk with my coworkers and be like, are you being truthful? Like, say what you need to say, right? You don't got to debilitate someone's like personality, but at the same time, if they're doing something wrong, you got to correct the behavior. And that's where, kind of sometimes you got to separate that out, right? Separate the behavior from the person, correct that behavior. And especially with kids, they'll sniff it out. If you aren't being genuine, they'll sniff it out real quick. Adults, they're a little bit more in their own world. Some adults are a little more intuitive than others, and that's just the truth. So needless to say, I believe it's so, so important to be thoughtful, yes, but also to speak your mind and be truthful and not be afraid to ruffle some feathers. And that's something I'm going to continue to work on. I'm going to keep putting stuff out there. And, I think I have, something that I, need to continue to unpack is like this real deep desire to be loved and like be liked by everyone. And, the more I get through it, I'm just like, you know what? Some kids are just not going to like me. Some of my coworkers are just not going to like me. And, there's nothing you can do about it, right? And it's just like, I want to give love and get it all back, but I think that's something I got to step into. And, I'm intellectualizing it right now, and like I know it, but I got to get to a point where I actually believe it. So that's where I'm going to leave y'all with, boom, connect with me. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think about this? Does this resonate with you? Thoughtful but timid, especially as a young leader. And, share this with a friend. This is how we grow. This is how we get the message out about bridging impact, right? Because I want to bring multiple generations of leaders together to solve some of the world's greatest problems. And I'm kind of trying to do that through sports, right? Sports is one of the greatest bridges ever, Think about it. Think about the people that watch sports. It's all different political beliefs and everything. And for those moments when sports are going on, we love each other. Then boom, politics and this and that and blah, 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 right? So it's an opportunity to really come together and bridge together. So let me know your thoughts. Please connect. Please share with a friend. Like, comment, subscribe. Do the whole ordeal. And peace out. I'll see y'all next week. Much love, y'all.